Welcome back to the Touchline show right here on Y254. In the final segment of the interviews, I'm joined with Mr. Munya, the CEO of World Scholarships. We want to discuss everything about scholarships, what the Kenyan players have to do in order to be get these scholarships. Mr. Munya, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So for somebody getting to see you right now on Y254, can you just expound on what your institution is doing?
Okay, so first and foremost, Worldwide Scholarships is an organization across the African continent identifying talented youngsters in several sports, looking at how to create the right pathways for them to get scholarship opportunities as well as even professional opportunities across the world.
Yes, maybe you can expound a little bit about the sports you are kind of looking at in Kenya.
So in Kenya, it's a very interesting marketplace, Kenya, because here basketball, athletics, soccer are very good sports for us, because even from a basketball perspective, the size of the kids that are here is very difficult to find, kids. And there's a lot of raw talent in Kenya as well. From a footballing perspective, we've seen a lot of really talented kids that, haven't had the kind of coaching and development that they need in order to take it to the next level. And obviously in athletics, Kenya has already shown itself as a world powerhouse. So for us, this is very interesting as well.
So maybe what inspired you to do what you're doing at the moment?
Very interesting question. So we're talking 25 years ago. Even further back, we're talking 30 years ago. I'm originally from Zimbabwe with a Jamaican mom. Won the international championships in my country at the national level of high school in the 400-meter hurdles. But one thing that I realized is that the young man who came second to me was a kid who was not wearing shoes, and I was wearing spikes. So if anyone knows athletics, I knew in the back of my mind that I had not won that race. So I realized that, look, this was something that was born in me, that I wanted one day to be a part of the solution to unlocking talented youngsters, those that are disadvantaged, as well as those that have a support system. But the most important piece is that youngsters with talent get opportunities. So from that point onwards, went on to a very successful career at Pennsylvania State University, normally known as Penn State. Got my degree in business logistics there, and then started Worldwide Scholarships after a short tryout with the NFL. So I was the first Zimbabwean in history to be in the NFL training squad for the Dallas Cowboys. And then started Worldwide Scholarships after that. And the goal has always been to continue to create incredible relationships, whether it's with universities across the world. Because the study and play is a very good thing as well. It's a very good opportunity. It is the best opportunity. But at the same time, also with international clubs. So for instance, we've had relationships with Real Madrid, AC Milan, the likes of these different institutions. Some of the coaches that we work with have played themselves in Serie A. Amadeo Mangone, for instance, is our global technical director on the soccer side. He's a guy who played with Pep Guardiola. He played with Batistuta, Cafu, Totti, all these great names that have really shaped the game of football. So what we've done now is, in the element of identifying talent, we've also put into place what is important to develop that talent, which is coaching, the right nutrition in some cases, the right training systems in some cases, and basically making our players not stumble into their opportunities, but actually are prepared, almost like creating a factory of talent that continues to replicate itself year by year in terms of getting opportunities.
Ever since maybe you began this institution, some of your success stories, because that is what somebody is looking at. So for sure, right now, I'm super excited today because in athletics, we are managing and helping a young man called Karabo Letebele. Karabo Letebele is the 18-year-old sensation who earlier this year beat the Kenyan
superstar sprinter, Mr. Ferdinand Ominyala in South Africa. And nobody realized that there was an 18-year-old phenom like this. And 20 minutes ago, Karabo just qualified for the World Indoor Championships in the 60 meters, and he broke the African record last week, running a 6.53 seconds in the 60 meters. Now, obviously, this young man not only is knocking on the door for professional opportunities, but he's also knocking on the door for some of the biggest universities in the world that are going to help him to get his university degree, but at the same time, for him to go to the next level. So he's about to visit next week University of Southern California, USC, which is the powerhouse of sprinting in the United States, and the University of Oregon, which is also the top university. That's where the Olympics are going to happen. Next Olympic Games are going to be at this university. So this is, for me, at the top of the line, a success story that I'm very excited about right now. In the basketball field, we've got young men that are about to go overseas on scholarships. We've got in football, we've just identified some incredible youngsters from Somalia, as well as some incredible youngsters here from Kenya that we're looking at in terms of taking them into the winter window, which is in January. They'll have the opportunity to go on trials to Spanish professional clubs as well as Italian professional clubs. And some of these youngsters that we have identified will be training in an elite academy here in Kenya to develop them so that they're ready for the summer window, which is coming next year. So I would like to come back again and report after we've sent these youngsters across for them to get these opportunities.
So maybe you've worked with the Kenyan talents. What gaps have you gotten to see in the world of Kenyan talent? What are we doing that you guys maybe you're looking at and you're saying that Kenya, for example, in matters talent development, we are lagging behind?
I think the number one thing, if any, is the access to the right facilities. I remember when we were trying to look for a football facility to conduct trials. I mean, we were taken to so many soily grounds, which, you know, in Europe, if you're trying out for a European club, even if we bring an international scout from Europe here, they don't want to see you playing on soil because they don't understand that. And there's no soil grounds where they're from. But here it's a norm. You know, guys get out there, they're playing on the soil. And it's like, you know, even to train and develop a youngster, they need to have the right facilities, you know, to be able to play on. So access to facilities is a big thing. And I also think coach education, because, you know, some kids, you know, are not getting the right kind of coaching, you know, in the different sports that they're in. So especially in football, for instance, if you are joining a European academy, at every single age gap from under 9, under 11, under 13, 15, and 17, there's different kinds of coaching that is applied to that age group. But you'll find, even here in Kenya, coaches coaching the exact same things from under 19 that he coaches an under 9 kid and under 11. They just have the same training program, which is totally wrong. You know, you need to have different programs, different things are focused on at different age groups. So that's another gap that I've noticed here. But again, remember, we're creating an elite academy. And in January, next month, you can actually call it next month, we will have international coaches in the different sports we're working, basketball, in the athletics, that are going to be here in Kenya, on the ground, teaching coaches, but at the same time coaching the kids themselves.
So how do you get to identify eligible players for these scholarships? Because Kenya is a country full of talent. So for us, we want to do scouting camps next year in every different province that is in Kenya. Right now, we've obviously started in Nairobi. We ran a series of talent identification camps a couple of weeks ago in collaboration with Ligi Ndogo Academy. We had over 400 kids out there coming from everywhere. I mean, there's some kid who came from, I think there's a place in Kenya called Moyale or something like that. This kid came from Moyale and was the best player that we identified. And he's 16 years old.
So we're busy now helping this kid to transition. We want to help him, get into school where he's closer to the right kind of training and development. And within a year or so, I mean, this is a kid that will be going to some of the biggest academies, in the world.
I know the process is a little bit longer, identifying, getting to place a player in maybe a good school, probably abroad. So I want you to maybe summarize the whole process. How exactly does this scholarship process work for the Kenyan young viewer that maybe is following us at the moment?
So first and foremost, you have the identification process.
Yeah.
So we need to be the people that have identified your talent in the sport that you may think that you're talented in. And even if it's not our scouts that go out there, then you need to submit videos or your times or your results to our company. And from there, we get to do an evaluation.
Yeah.
Then there's fees that are paid, identification and connecting fees that we charge in order for you to then be linked to the different universities. Now, one thing that's so important and what people need to understand is, a scholarship is never guaranteed in life.
Yeah.
I don't think anything in life is guaranteed. So even though you may go through the process, there is a chance that you may not even be able to get an opportunity. And this is why we are very careful to identify the talent we work with in order to amplify the chances of them being able to get the right kind of opportunities. And a scholarship even ranges from 100% covering all the way to even, you can say 1%. A school can say, no, we'll give this guy 10%. Whatever is not covered by the university in terms of a scholarship needs to be covered by the family or their sponsors or their community or the government that is helping that youngster.
Yeah, and then another question, what else do universities look up to besides the raw talent that these players possess?
So for sure, if you're talking of university, they need to have a good character and they also need to have the right kind of academic credentials because they're going there to study. Even though the sport is going to cover the bills or a portion of the bills or maybe even in some cases majority of the bills, they are also going to study and hopefully one day get a degree that they can utilize and become good people and ambassadors in their communities.
Yes. So you're in Kenya currently. What are the challenges you've faced so far? Because Kenya, it's a country that has, talents and getting to see or maybe scout them all at once, it becomes a little bit difficult. Most
definitely. I think Africa is the most exciting continent in the world right now because of the percentage of youth that we have. Yeah. And I think for us, the most challenging thing is to say, okay, with our abilities or with our criteria, how do we get to the four corners of you speak of Kenya, but we are looking at the continent of Africa and we're saying, how do we get to all four corners and get all the kids who come from Moyale in those different communities? How do we get to them? And that is the headache for us on a day-to-day basis, the logistics, being able to go to the places where these youngsters are, or being able for them to hear about the opportunities that we have available. Yes. And I think even platforms like this here, are very helpful because there's a young man somewhere or a young girl somewhere or a mom or single mom somewhere that are looking and listening to what I'm saying today and want to get their child an opportunity. Yes. So, first case is for them to go to our website even, worldwidescholarships.com, and to begin the process of applying and looking at how we can look through their criteria to see if they do qualify for the different opportunities. So maybe do you work with FKF schools or counties to widen your scouting, because you've talked of getting maybe to know the right person to connect you to the raw talents that are based in the rural areas here in Kenya? Yeah. So for us right now, it's always best to work with schools because we're looking at young talent. Yeah. And obviously, definitely working with federations, looking at how best to collaborate on looking at which opportunities are best for these youngsters. Yes. But for us right now, the main collaborations or partnerships are through the schooling system. Yes.
this is an interesting question, but where do you want to see your worldwide scholarship in the next 5 years? Your aims in the next 5 years to come?
Wow, that's big. I mean, 5 years ago we wanted to be across the continent, and we're there now.
Yeah.
So for me, I would like to now see us have the right level of impact.
Yes.
Unlocking, like I said, being able to find the system that unlocks the kids that are coming from communities that, you know, you would not be able to normally reach through normal channels like Instagram, Facebook, and television.
Yes.
You know, we want to be able to make sure there's no talent left behind on the continent of Africa.
Yeah, and then what message do you have for a young Kenyan youth, stroke footballer, or maybe a Kenyan talent watching you at the moment?
I mean, the first thing is chase your dream.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell you you're unable to do something regardless of your circumstances. Persevere.
Yes. You've been in Kenya. Which Swahili word have they maybe told you, you know, getting to learn?
Jambo.
Jambo. Should I teach you another one?
Yes.
Habari yako.
Habari yako.
Yes, that's a greeting. How are you?
Yes.
Habari yako in Swahili.
Yes.
So your parting shot as we finish up the interview.
So my parting shot is, again, parents, youngsters out there, a scholarship opportunity is within reach if you have talent.
Yeah.
Parents, do not stand in the way of sporting opportunity. Sports is a viable career for youngsters. And youngsters, make sure you do well in school and also do well in your sport. Chase your dreams. Don't give up. Worldwide Scholarships is here for you. Okay,
no problem. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing those insights on worldwide scholarships. I hope to see you soon when you'll be sharing some success stories from the Kenyan, you know, talent, and it will be an interesting thing to see Kenyan talents getting these opportunities.
Thank you.
We've been speaking to Mr. Munya, the CEO for Worldwide Scholarships. He has shared a lot in regards to the scholarships that are available for the Kenyan talent. So coming up after this short commercial break will be the Fan Zone. We'll be speaking about international football. Remember, Arsenal and Chelsea did win against Barcelona and Bayern respectively. And this weekend, Chelsea will be playing Arsenal. So we'll be discussing those in a few. So don't go anywhere. Keep it the Touchline. I've been your host, Peter Arere.